G'day guys, I'm Ride, your Chief Espresso Officer, and welcome to Ride's Christmas Stocking Stuffings. We're going to talk through all of the greatest things that you could put in as stocking stuffers, not actually probably fitting into your stocking, but things that I recommend you could buy this year at Christmas time if you or your partner is as much into coffee as I am. Some of these are going to be right up your alley. So let's get into it. Now, the very first thing is a grinder. If you don't have a coffee grinder at home of any sort, go out and buy yourself one. This is the most important asset for any type of coffee whatsoever you're making. You need to grind your coffee beans fresh. So if you can't afford $5,000 commercial grinder, there are other ways that you can get around that. Please don't buy a blade grinder. If they're just not worth it, you might as well just chop it up with a knife. If you really want to get in on the budget end of things, the Breville Smart Grinder Pro or the Breville Dose Control are fantastic to get you in at that level grinding fresh coffee. Now, if for those who want to go up a little bit more, and it's on my wish list as well, is the niche grinder, which is fantastic, zero retention, and looks super sexy, costs a fair bit, but if you're wanting to dose and really dial in your grind and really hone in on that perfect grind, the niche grinder is perfect for you. There are other ones as well, like the Loom, if you're going away camping, the Loom or the Comandante. These are fantastic hand grinders. The Loom's actually electronic and you can just sit it down, grind it, leave it for a minute, come back and your dose will be ground. These are only if you don't have the budget to go to those next levels. And if you do a lot of camping and stuff like that. So whatever you do, if you don't have a grinder or you only have a blade grinder, go out and buy yourself a conical burr grinder. That's the #1 stocking stuffer for this year. Next item that can actually fit in your stocking is a custom tamper. Now, depending on your budget, you can just go and buy a nice timber stainless steel base tamper. These are everywhere and they're not that expensive. You can get these for under $100 and they will upgrade. If you're using your stainless steel or plastic one that comes with the machine, I definitely recommend you go out and buy something that's got a bit of weight, a decent handle to it, and it looks a lot better than just your average plastic one. However, if you've got the budget, I would definitely recommend that you have a go with the Pullman tampers. They make beautifully designed custom timber, metal, even leather handles with your own logo in the top. They have multiple different bases. They come apart and you can actually add spaces in there to make it fit your hand and your grip. They have rubber bases there to just give you that extra bit of comfort. And the big step, which is this one here, actually has a little edge that goes around there which just makes the fit perfect. And I recommend these, even though they are expensive. These guys, Australian made, some of the best tampers I've ever used. In fact, I would go so far as to say these are the best tampers I've ever used. Next on the list is the Naked Portafilter. And what that is like a regular portafilter, however, it doesn't have the base. That's been cut out, which gives you an amazing, not only does this look amazing and will just impress your friends when you're extracting coffee for them, but it is functional as well. You can actually see exactly what's going on with your extraction as it pours through. You can see which areas are under extracted, you can see which areas are over extracted. The beautiful shapes that it makes with the striations and the cone shape, just gorgeous. And so not only is it something that's functional and useful for you getting better at coffee, super satisfying to watch. Next up on the list is precision screens. These are made by IMS. They are a competition screen and you can see there's a beautiful little oil slick sort of rainbow effect on there. That's not really important for you, but what it actually does, each of these holes that are cut into this piece of steel in this mesh are the same exact size, the same exact spacing. And so what it does is when your water hits this screen, it evenly disperses it across the entire dispersion screen so that when it hits the puck underneath, it just evenly distributes the water and extracts perfectly. The difference, just have a look at the difference between this IMS dispersion screen and a regular one that would come with the machine. The difference is astounding. Look at that water flow compared to the precision screen. So if you're really interested in getting a perfect extraction, this is a must buy, and you just need to check out what your machine is and buy the right size for your machine and also the right fitting, because not all of them fit every machine. My next stocking stuffer is Jibby Little's own precision milk jugs. And she has designed these. She is Australia's champion latte artist, and she's designed these from her experience to get the best, most sharp contrasting lines when you're doing those complex designs. Just have a look at how sharp that is. And if you've seen my other videos, you probably would have noticed I'm using this jug most of the time when I'm doing my latte art, because the precision you get, the way that you hold it, the way that you can pour, and the control is so much better than any of the other jugs out there on the market. However, they do come at a price, so they're not everyone's taste because they are quite expensive, but well worth the money. So if you're online, she ships all over the world, so you can purchase one of these this Christmas and really up your latte art game. Next, we've got, for those of you who love camping or just doing hikes during the day and want to take the coffee with you, the NANAPRESSO. It's a brilliant design to give you espresso-based coffees wherever you are. As long as you can boil the water and you've got some ground coffee with you, this will allow you to have espresso wherever in the world. Now, obviously it doesn't do milk, so if you're drinking milk drinks, this is probably not for you. However, if you like your coffee with just water and black, then the NANAPRESSO is definitely the way to go. This comes in many different forms. You can get the double shot extended base to get those extra coffee shots just hit you whenever you like. You also have a pod converter, so if you prefer drinking pods, just pop that in there and you can take that with you. There's so many different versions of this. You'll have to jump online and check it out, but definitely one of these will be great if you're going away this Christmas and you want to take your coffee with you. So they're all the espresso-based accessories that I think you should have in your stocking this Christmas. However, for those of you who don't just drink espresso, or you drink other types of coffee and you need other ideas, let's look at some of the things, starting with the AIRSCAPE canister. Now, the AIRSCAPE canister is perfect for anyone wanting to store coffee beans or ground coffee if you don't have that grinder, which I recommended that you buy. The AIRSCAPE is completely airtight. Not only does it come with the air seal on top, but it has, so hard to get it out, a special valve that as you press it down, it pushes the air out, and then you can seal it by locking the handle down and popping that on top, and coffee will store in here for a long time and still remain 99% fresh. In fact, I had some filter coffee beans in here for 4 months and they still came out with only about 20% flavor loss. And if you want to check out my full video on the AIRSCAPEs, check it out online. You can see it in another YouTube video. Next up, we're going into filter coffees. So if you're out traveling, the Portagami is fantastic for taking coffee on the road with you, or hiking or camping. It literally sits that flat, so you can put it in your back pocket, fold it out into making your perfect cone shape for pour over. Then you can dismantle it, pop it back down, pop it in your pocket and keep hiking. Brilliant, and I recommend this for everyone. Also, for those of you who just want to save the environment like I do, the CeraFilter is a replacement for all of your paper filters. And it's made from a very special ceramic in a design that's 400 years old Japanese style. It keeps all of the good things in, but filters out any of those bad, nasty tastes that you might get. Plus, it also is reusable and easily washed. If you want to check out the full video review on this CeraFilter, you can check it out in this video right up here. Next up, for those of you who want to get into coffee on the run, but you don't necessarily want to take all of your filter gear with you, the AEROPRESS is the perfect one to give you something of a blend of espresso and filter pour over plunger. It's a very good pressure built system allowing you to press the coffee down using the air available to create your drink. Now it comes with a bunch of attachments, such as the Fellow Prismo, which almost makes it exactly like an espresso drink itself. So all you need again is some hot water, coffee grounds, and you can make yourself a beautiful long black or short black coffee. And if you want us to do a review on the Fellow Prismo, just leave comments in below so that we can know whether it's in high demand or not, and we'll do a review on it. And of course, if this information is good, give me a like. Just click like down below or subscribe. I appreciate everything that you do. Now, the next one is not for the faint of heart. We are talking about the Trinity. The Trinity is an amazing piece of design. Not only does it just look amazing, but it also can make 3 different styles of coffee. Similar to the AEROPRESS, you can have it compress air to make your coffee extraction. You can also use it as a pour over, Chemex style, as well as doing a drip coffee. So that's why they call it the Trinity, but obviously you're not taking this camping anytime soon. It's a pretty big piece of industrial equipment, but just gorgeous if you want to do something for the home to spruce it up around your coffee and you're not into espresso. All right, next we have some scales. And these are great if you want to take your coffee game just to that next level and really find out what you're putting into your coffee and what you're getting out of your coffee. Because as we talked about in other videos, the ratio is super important because you don't want to over extract or under extract your coffee, and getting the ratio correct is super important to avoiding those mistakes. So there's a couple of types of different scales. The Akaya being the Apple of the industry. This is a beautifully designed waterproof scale that also times your shots as well. So if you have your cup on there, press the timer, it'll actually recognize when the first drip of coffee hits the scales and recognize when it's stopped dripping so that you can get your perfect extraction. Plus it taps into an app which you can see the control of the speed of flow, the water, and all other types of information, and people are sharing their brews online so that you can tap into some of theirs and copy them if you wish. Definitely a great scale. However, not always got the budget for that. The Rhino dosing scale is perfect if you just want an entry-level one, just to give you some of the things. It still has a lot of the functions in it. It's just probably not as waterproof as the Akaya. So there you go, grab some scales if you want to up your skills, just really find out what your extraction ratio is. And lastly, for my 2021 stocking stuffers, I'm going to say it comes down to the receptacles that you use. So we have here the Mere takeaway container. It's the Mere takeaway cup. It's a brilliant cup, super strong, super sturdy. They made this for camping and hiking and super waterproof. I haven't tested it fully. I'm going to do a full review on these and see how much they can withstand before any leaks happen. But one I've been using has been perfect. It fits into most coffee cup holders in the car as well, which is always an issue with some of these containers. But definitely I recommend the Mere takeaway cup. However, if you want something more for the house, I recommend going a local potter. Now these are from Donna Saunders Ceramics and they are just gorgeous. You can see here the glaze, it's just delicious. She also makes some pour overs for V60 style coffees and they go together and they're perfectly designed for your house. I really love supporting local artists, so that's something that you could definitely do this Christmas if you need your stocking stuffers. My other favorite coffee design is the one that I use in all of my other videos, which is from Millie Dent of Sydney. And if you like it, check her out, jump on her website and purchase one because they are extraordinary and lovely to drink out of. But there you go, that's my list. Of course, there's a ton more accessories out there. I only have a short amount of time to tell you about some of my favorites. And also, I want to make it very clear that I'm in no way affiliated with any of these products or companies. I don't get any sponsorship, kickbacks, or any free products. It's all of my own opinion. But hey, Breville, AEROPRESS, Mia, any of you guys, if you're watching this video, hit me up. Maybe we can do something in the future. But for now, I hope you all have a fantastic, happy holidays. I'm Ryan, your Chief Espresso Officer. Enjoy your brew.